Hi, this is Sarah, and this is journal number 13. Did I forget to remember you? And in this video, I'll be using terms from our course textbook and, of course, comparing them to scenes from the 2004 movie 50 First Dates. So, what in the chapter supports the case of Lucy and 10-Second Tom? I found the definition of anterograde amnesia. It's usually caused by a brain injury, a traumatic brain injury. And in this case, it was Lucy hitting her head in the car wreck. And, in the movie, she does a nightly reset, but forgets everything that she learned that day. So this injury, it actually affects, it's real, and it affects the hippocampus. And the hippocampus is responsible for pretty much converting short-term memory into long-term memory. With this condition, you can't remember new information, but you can recall details and events that happened before your injury. For example, in the movie, the day of her injury, it was her dad's birthday, or about to be his birthday the next day. Anyway, but she wakes up thinking that it's her dad's birthday every day, and she goes through the same behaviors as if it's the same exact day. So the hippocampus is affected, and that damage to the brain results in the inability to consolidate memories. So what in this chapter supports that this is merely movie magic, just for a story to make a good movie. In the book, in our textbook, it explains that this type of brain injury would lead to symptoms that are more similar to 10-Second Tom, even though he is a very extreme actor of this. But it is a little similar. Lucy wouldn't be able to recall a day's full of information. There wouldn't be an overnight reset. And the textbook mentions that a patient with this brain injury is able to learn new things, but not able to remember how or when they learned it. So maybe the example with the waffles. She might have remembered to use a toothpick one day, but not knowing how she thought of it, even though Henry was the one that showed it to her. If she really was displaying symptoms of anterograde amnesia, her day would be full of confusion. She would only recall some of her present experiences, but only for a short period of time. The hippocampus is also responsible for adding meaning to our memories. So after a while of knowing Henry, she might have been able to recall him from somewhere, like say, I know him from somewhere, but she wouldn't have been able to recall the romantic feelings that she felt for him each day, or have that romantic attachment of the fleeting memory of I know him from somewhere, if that makes sense. I did an internet search, and I found the story of the lady who the characters were actually based off of. Her name is Michelle Philpotts. She suffered 2 traumatic brain injuries that were 5 years apart. And finally resulting in anterograde amnesia. She inspired Lucy's character in the movie. Michelle lost the ability to form new memories, but she's found ways to remind herself of things. Post-its, her phone, she mentions, is a great way to remember things. But her husband has also been extremely patient in helping her remember the things that she should remember day to day. She still drives. She probably still cooks dinner. But maybe she'll forget things that she was just talking about, or something you told her an hour ago. She won't even remember you mentioning anything. Sometimes I'll forget things mid-sentence too. Like, what was I talking about? Anyway, we'll see you next time. Bye.